This has gone too far. Who are they, and why does everyone hate them? This and much more we will discuss in this video. Despite the fact that there are a lot of such channels, the most aggressive ones stand out among them, and of course, they have a so-called leader who has subjugated all the worst that is gathered around the digital circus. To begin with, let's quickly recall how the whole history of the confrontation between Gooseworks and Glitch against content farm channels began. It all started on December 29th, 2023. Gooseworks published a post in which it showed concern about the content that is being created from Digital Circus and attached an image that is a thumbnail of one of the videos on the Hornstromp Fingers channel, which we'll talk about in more detail a little later. And judging by the number of views, this video became very popular and of course attracted the attention of the creators. After that, many people started to speak negatively about Gooseworks, which led to the appearance of a small satirical comic based on people's opinion that Gooseworks is not happy with the behavior of this channel. And after that, the whole story went a bit quiet until the announcement of the first season of the amazing Digital Circus came out, which features a very interesting scene.
Take a look!
What the f am I looking at?
We understand that with great popularity, there are those who will make money out of it. And if someone tries to come up with something interesting and somehow captivate the viewers, content farm channels just exploit characters in different roles for the sake of financial gain, and sometimes it really goes over the edge. Even after that, we started to forget about this phenomenon, until Gooseworks reminded us about it again. And this time, besides the already known to us Hornstromp and their network of channels, we saw new faces, and they were two guys from Lankybox channel. But if Lankybox and Hornstromp are at the top of this list, there are many other channels besides them, and some of them do things much worse than already known to us Hornstromp and Lankybox. We will talk about this category of channels a little bit. On the rosters of YouTube, you can find a very specific channel called Gummy Dora, which makes very strange 2D animations mainly with characters of the Digital Circus. And if you look at their thumbnail, you will easily understand what kind of audience this channel is designed for. On the one hand, its animations have an interesting style and generally look good, but the content makes you turn off these videos after a few seconds of viewing. Also, recently gaining popularity, no less strange channel called X Studio. This channel reminds me of Hornstromp storylines. Then these thumbnail are on the verge of being banned from YouTube because we clearly understand what is emphasized here. But judging by the fact that now this channel has started to collect good views, we realize that this video design is very attractive to viewers. In addition to these channels, there are several very large channels that in some period of time also used Digital Circus as a means of making money. But about them, I do not see the point of mentioning, because they make better quality animations with an interesting plot. And now we got to the ones Gooseworks was talking about directly, Hornstromp and Lankybox. We have known about the former for a long time, and if you think that they only create 2D and 3D animations for English-speaking audience, you are very much mistaken. The network of these channels consists of dozens of different channels in different languages, and in general, it is normal practice. But if you take a closer look, it's all the same content that is just dubbed in different languages. And that's why Gooseworks is fighting them so fiercely, and wants them to stop exploiting her work for financial purposes. Lankybox are two guys who not only don't work hard on the content, but also make disgusting animations of circus characters. You can see more about them in this video, but everyone remembers the scene I showed at the beginning of the video, and it's a reference to this channel. Even though we found out that the content farm channels are not characterized by any originality or even interesting stories, they still make a positive contribution to the development of the Digital Circus universe. Judging by the graph of digital popularity, we understand that popularity returns to the show only in the period after the release of a new episode, and then again falls to a minimum. And if it were not for the numerous channels that constantly feed the fans with new stories, there's no telling what would happen to our favorite Digital Circus. And also, many of the original show's plot branches have not been officially revealed, like Kaufmo's transformation into an abstracted monster, and the content farm channels are also revealing these mysteries in their own way. But of course, there are many more negatives, as at least the fact that the creators are not happy with this behavior of the content farm channels in the future may lead to various sanctions from the creators. And in any case, it is necessary to stick to the original plot, while all the stories of farm content are tied only on love stories, which with each new video becomes more absurd and absurd. But the worst are the stupid videos with circus characters that are created for mentally retarded viewers, and the most striking example is shorts on the channel Lankybox. However, no matter what, such channels have always been, are, and will be, because it brings a lot of money. What do you think? Are content farm channels a positive or negative phenomenon? But But I was also mentioned on Gooseworks' Twitter, and I'd like to explain it in more detail. I've seen people blame me for the content farm videos, saying I could have stopped them, as if I'm not the one feeling the most pained and disgraced by their existence. I've talked to Glitch about it when they first started showing up, plus several other times when people kept asking me to do something about them, but nothing will be enough to stop them. I can be your scapegoat if you want, but it's not going to change anything. When all is said and done, I hope at the very least Digital Circus can be a somewhat enjoyable show in a vacuum. My job is to write and direct a show, so that's what I'm going to be focusing my efforts on. I don't know whether or not I'll succeed, but I'm going to try. At the beginning, Gooseworks says that I accused her of not doing anything to solve the situation with the farm channels. At the same time, she says that she is the one who is most unhappy with the situation, and that Glitch can't do anything about the channels either. Perhaps because of the fact that this network of channels is a very large network that enjoys the confidence of YouTube. But if we are objective with you, in this so-called conflict, YouTube itself would take the side of Gooseworks and Glitch, at least because of the influence on the audience on the world-famous video hosting. However, there is an unspoken rule that no creator will throw complaints about someone else using their characters and remaking the show to their liking. But that's not what this is about right now. Let's get to the point. My video was not meant to accuse Gooseworks of being cowardly or insecure or not responding or trying to fix the problem. And especially, I did not mean to hurt Gooseworks' feelings in any way or bring her into conflict. I have a lot of respect to this person for all the hard work thanks to which we can watch our favorite show. So I will always support Gooseworks, and if it happens that she decides to do away with the farm channels, I will be the first to support her. I was also hurt by Gooseworks' words that she feels the most pain and shame because of their existence. I understand her pain, but I will never understand why Gooseworks should feel shame that farm channels that live off parodies of the Digital Circus exist. If I were Gooseworks, I certainly wouldn't blame myself for the fact that I created the most popular show of the fall, and other writers started cashing in on it. I would ask Gooseworks to calm down and not pay such close attention to their existence. And please stop blaming yourself and feeling some kind of embarrassment or shame about someone not acting in a completely reasonable and honest way. Also, I thought these channels only started bothering Gooseworks after she started posting about their existence. But from the same post, we learned that she knew about them at the time of the inception of the Digital Circus videos on their channels. And even then, she was talking to the Glitch channel team about how to fix the problem. And then it happened again after people started reminding Gooseworks about their existence. From this, we can understand that this problem has been on Gooseworks' mind for a long time, and it's clearly bothering her. And as we know, if there is some long-lived problem in the head, it only grows stronger with time, and I really hope that the thought of the existence of such channels is not a trigger in the normal life of Goose. I have already explained to you why no one can have any influence on this situation. But in fact, Glitch have the right to file a complaint in this case. Imagine how they will look in the eyes of the audience. Of course, this situation will hit Glitch's reputation very hard, and in this case, I think it's better to just get over it. Especially with each new week, people have less and less interest in watching them. I think the whole point is that everyone already wants and is very much looking forward to the release of the new episode. Back to our post. The saddest part of this post is Goose saying that she can be scapegoat if we want, but unfortunately, it won't change anything. Dear Gooseworks, we don't demand absolutely nothing from you but only want to support you in such a difficult situation. Of course, you don't have to put yourself in such a position that all reproaches or something like that will be directed towards you. And you certainly don't need to call yourself a scapegoat because I certainly don't think you are one. And it's time to say see you soon in new videos that appear every 2 days without delay.